Big changes are coming to driver qualifications. Let's talk about what's going on and what you can do to prepare so your fleet's ready for enforcement. In May, the FMCSA issued new guidance on enforcement of this provision. Effective June 25th, CBSA will be adding English language proficiency to the official out-of-service criteria for North America. You need to make sure that the drivers in your fleet are aware, and you need to make sure that the drivers in your fleet are able to sufficiently speak English in order to operate. The Infinit-I platform with a new section called Digital Checklist. And Digital Checklist has a number of different functionality, tools, and capabilities, and tons of documentation and notification, and we're going to share more about that. 3-step assessment. The first step is meant to be the driver interview. Again, this is in lockstep with the way the regulation will be enforced. And step 1 driver interview is meant to be conducted by a company representative. It's a conversation between the recruiter or the trainer and the driver. So you can gauge whether they can speak English well enough to interact with an officer roadside. Sign the next step, which is step 2, is the road sign test, and that's step 2 in the enforcement as well. That's going to be assigned to the driver. There are something like 49 or 53 road sign questions that the driver will need to be able to understand. Section comes from the unredacted version of the FMCSA guidance. The driver can either complete it there live next to the trainer, or they can do it on their own time and then submit it. I went ahead and scrolled through and filled out all of the answers to the questions, but as you can see, you have, a visual of different signs and then questions that accompany them, which indicates a minimum speed. Of course, it's going to be B here. And again, this is pulled from the guidance that FMCSA issued, and there are a number of them. Digital signage, and we're going to set a due date, and there we go, we submit. That was, again, the driver completing the road sign section. So once the driver has completed that and hit submit, step 3 is going to show up in the trainer or the company representative, whoever they assigned it to, in their digital checklist assigned list. The company representative is going to go through and determine, based on company policy, on passing the driver, whether they can speak sufficiently or not. So we're going to say yes, sign off right here. And we're also going to have a spot where the driver could sign off. And now we have all 3 steps documented. This workflow, again, is in lockstep with the regulation. Starts with a conversation piece, live evaluation, then it includes step 2 of the roadside interaction, which is road signs, and then a final attestation. So you have the documentation. So that's the comprehensive way to evaluate your drivers. Makes a lot of sense as part of the recruitment process or the pre-orientation process as you bring on new drivers. We've shared this with some of our clients who help us beta test. We've heard that some of them, particularly the ones with hundreds or thousands of drivers, that they need a way to quickly assess who they need to put through this more robust evaluation. So we've also created the road sign, an assignable asset in your LMS. All of these things live in the same Infinit-I platform. The way you traditionally assign a video or a PDF or a PowerPoint, you can now also assign what's called a quiz-only assignment with these road signs. And so it shows, just like it does in the assessment, it shows the picture and then it gives you an answer option. And that particular quiz, like all of the quizzes in Infinit-I, can be graded. And then I will also say that that quiz-only road sign assignment can also be a fantastic tool to either prepare new drivers, give them a chance to kind of study and test before the evaluation, or it can be used as a remedial tool, a corrective action tool. So if you go through, the full 3-step evaluation as part of recruitment or pre-orientation and they stumble, they fail, you could then assign the road sign only quiz to them to do additional study. That company, for example, with I think 2,500 drivers, is planning to assign the quiz only to all of their drivers. They're going to set whatever passing score that they think is appropriate for their company. They're going to assign it to everyone. And anyone who fails that quiz is then going to be put through the more robust evaluation process that starts with the conversation and then goes back through the road sign. So that's one way to tackle it, to make sure that you're ready to go. And I think with that covers it. We're really making sure that y'all can meet the regulations and make sure you're ready, because enforcement is coming. Get ready and let your drivers know.